What is up YouTube, James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 2018 Baek Battles. Today, we're going to be using the Seismitoad rain team once again with Politoed, Seismitoad, Mega Pinsir, Kartana, Incineroar, and Tapu Koko. Let's get started and play some games. So I do apologize that this video is going up a day late. And the main reason for that is I didn't have much time to record after originally I planned to record after I was done streaming, but then I had other plans that I had to attend to. So I ended up not having time to record until around the time that Japanese Nationals was starting. And yes, I was still going to try to record, but after looking for a battle for actually 30 minutes and not being able to find a battle, I gave up because if no one's online, probably everyone's watching the National. So I'm unable to find an opponent. So just going to record now. On Sunday, not Sunday, today is Saturday. Yeah, today is Saturday. So, recording now, and don't worry, we'll still have like the normal schedule. We'll still have a new team tomorrow. We're still going to have 7 episodes with this team. There will be another episode. I don't know if it's going to come out today or tomorrow. But right here, we got Gabriel as our first opponent with the Gothitelle, Mawile. Is that a Hitmonlee? Tapu Koko, Politoed, and Ludicolo. So this is pretty interesting. I really do like Seismitoad here alongside Pinsir. I think those work pretty well together. I would say so. I do like, Kartana in the back, and I think Incineroar, because I think Pinsir Seismitoad covers the Ludicolo Politoed lead, as well as it covers the Gothitelle Mawile lead, because I can Feint Hydro Vortex, knock out the Mawile potentially. Or if you want to lead Ludicolo, I double protect, Feint, Sludge Bomb, the Ludicolo. So let's see if that is going to work. Of course, if my opponent knows the text on my teams, can definitely avoid it. But we're going to see what my opponent decides to do here. So let's get started with the action. So it's definitely going to be interesting. It looks like my opponent has a bunch of different modes. There's the standard rain mode with Politoed, Ludicolo offense. There's the Tapu Koko and the Hitmonlee with the Unburden, most likely the Electric Seed, increasing its speed by 2. It also gets access to Fake Out. There's a lot of stuff. Double Fake Out. Then there's the Gothitelle Mawile Trick Room lead. There's a Perish Trap lead with Politoed and Gothitelle. There are so many modes my opponent has available to him. So let's see how this is going to go for our first game of today. What are you going to lead? Pinsir plus Seismitoad against the Tapu Koko Hitmonlee. That is definitely interesting. Electric Seed? Yeah, it had to be Electric Seed. Really interesting here. That's all I gotta really say, because I don't know what I'm expecting the back. I think the best play is just to go Incineroar and protect my Seismitoad here, because there's probably gonna be a Fake Out. Maybe a Gleam, maybe a Thunderbolt and a Pinsir. I think both would be alright here. But definitely I do want to get my Incineroar out here and be able to Fake Out one of my opponent's Pokemon so I can get some damage off. Maybe with an Earth Power, maybe with a Hydro Vortex. We'll find out what my opponent's going to do here. But yeah, this is not what I was expecting. I really don't know what Hitmonlee does. Other than close combat, it has access to Rock Slide. Does get access to Rain Dance. We have seen that before. So let's see what is going to come out here. Incineroar is going to come out. Throw down and Intimidate on both of these Pokemon. And what's my opponent going to do? Seismitoad protects. As we're going to see what? The Fake Out into Seismitoad. And is it just a Thunderbolt? There's a Gigavolt Havoc straight out. Okay, so this is going to be a roll. I'm pretty sure either my Incineroar is guaranteed to live, or it's a roll depending on which Incineroar I decide to grab out of the 2 I had. So, pretty sure this is the one that should live, and if that's the case, I should be able to get a future Fake Out in Earth Power. If I get rid of the Koko, that's really nice for me, because the fact if I get rid of Koko, that's a Pokemon that's really fast, just outspeeds my entire team. Yeah, my Incineroar does live the Gigavolt Havoc. I'm able to get my berry back. And right here, I think there's a very safe just Hydro Vortex Fake Out in a Hitmonlee. Hitmonlees don't really usually carry Protect. Fake Out, close combat, rock move, I would assume, for Charizard, and then maybe Rain Dance. Could be Rain Dance. I don't know what or maybe Poison Jab. It could have Poison Jab because Bulu could be a bit of an issue. Who knows? But I'm just going to double up the Hitmonlee slot now, try to get rid of it. Wonder what the Coco's gonna do. I'm not sure if you really want to risk me going for a fake out Earth Power into your Coco slot. And I don't want a close combat going out into my Incineroar slot because I'm guaranteed not to lose a Pokemon here, I think. We're going to send Hitmonlee Retreat, though, into Ludicolo. Good switch by my opponent here. Definitely a good switch. As Coco protects. Okay. So, Fake Out into Hydro Vortex probably won't knock out the Ludicolo, yet it's still going to be, like, alright damage, I think. It's probably puts it into a Feint range, I'm pretty sure. As we're going to go for the Hydro Vortex here. If it put it in range of Sludge Bomb, that'd be really good. Nice play from my opponent. Covered pretty much all the options. I think, yeah, there wasn't much I could really do to capitalize off that. Hydro Vortex is going to come out into the Ludicolo slot. Okay damage, but it's not going to be able to pick up that knockout. And now my opponent has access to Fake Out once again. I'm not really worried about Ludicolo, though. I think I'm more worried about this Tapu Koko, so at this point, I could see Fake Out into Seismitoad and maybe a Thunderbolt or Volt Switch. I think I'm going to go for the Flare Blitz into Ludicolo and Earth Power, because I'm pretty sure I guarantee a knockout right here. And no Protect, we're going to see a Thunderbolt come out into the Incineroar slot. Doesn't pick up the knockout, as I will be able to get an Earth Power. This should knock out the Tapu Koko. Yeah, nice. And then Ludicolo is forced to choose a target right here. It is going to go for the Giga Drain and the Seismitoad. Giga Drains have Energy Ball. Okay, that was not what I expected. So this actually might not be able to pick up the knockout onto the Ludicolo. But even if it doesn't, I think I'm still in an okay spot. I'm pretty sure the last Pokemon has to be Politoed at this point. I don't see Mawile being brought without the Trick Room mode. So Flare Blitz going to come out, do a good amount. That does put Ludicolo in Feint range 100%. And now Kartana and Pinsir. Of course, if there is a Mawile on the back, this gets a little bit troublesome. For sure. Yet I think it's still manageable. Yeah. So let's see what my opponent's gonna do. Especially, it just depends. Oh, it is Mawile. Okay. So we get Kartana, and we get Pinsir. I do prevent Intimidate, which is good. I can get a Beast Boost from this Ludicolo, which is nice, from Leaf Blade. Is the best play to protect my Pinsir here, or is it just to go for SD? I think I'm just gonna protect Pinsir and go for a Leaf Blade and Ludicolo. We're gonna see the Maul retreat though. Okay, that works out. So Hitmonlee's gonna join back this battle, but I think that's alright for me. I mean, I could have went for a return, which I was thinking of doubling up the Ludicolo slot with Leaf Blade. Oh, we're gonna see the Ludicolo protect. Okay, interesting. Pretty sure that works out for me no matter what, because now I can just Leaf Blade the Ludicolo slot and return the Ludicolo slot. Mawile's not going to appreciate it. It can intimidate my Pinsir right here. I either get a Beast Boost or a big hit to the Mawile, and then next turn I could either double up the Mawile slot, or I could get a knockout on a Hitmonlee slot. If you choose to Fake Out, that's fine. I literally get a trade right there. Yeah, that was an interesting decision to go for the switch Mawile out. Maybe my opponent wanted to reset the Intimidate, but I'm not sure if that's worth it at that point. Although, really, if I went for a Swords Dance there, it would have been the most optimal turn for me. But I did not want to risk Rock Slide because they could run Rock Slide on this team, so I don't want to risk that at all. As let's see what my opponent's going to go for. I'm pretty sure Fake Out's going to come out, maybe in a Kartana and a attack from Ludicolo. So I will Mega Evolve here. Let's see what my opponent decides to do. It is not actually going to be a Fake Out, so I'm going to get the knockout onto Ludicolo, and I think return should just be able to knock out the Hitmonlee. Beast Boost. So I'm going to be back at neutral attack. I get a return off into the Hitmonlee. That will be able to pick up the knockout. Yeah. And nice. We get rid of the Hitmonlee, which is great. Okay, I really wonder if there's a Rock Slide coming out. Mawile's going to come out. I mean, that was just a really interesting decision. I could still lose to the Mawile in theory, but I don't know. Sacred Sword plus return, and I don't think there's a way my opponent can really 2-hit knock out my Kartana. I think I'm just going to go for the Sacred Sword return. And Maybe I should protect Sacred Sword because there's no way to Kartana. Well, there's Mawile with Fire Fang. I guess I could be in a bad spot if I made that play. Because I'm pretty sure 2 Sacred Swords -1 into -1 return should still knock out Mawile. Although Mawile has really high defense, so let's find out. Just gonna be a protect actually, so I guess I could have Swords Dance, but like what's the point of me going for Swords Dance right there? Maybe my opponent's scouting for a protect of my own terms, but okay, this Mawile has to be a really strange set. I think it has to be like Rock Slide Fire Fang if it's guaranteed to win. Otherwise I think I do have a pretty good shot at winning this game. Let's find out. Sacred Sword. Oh, that's really not doing anything at -1. Return. Yeah, that's not doing any damage. Iron Head into Pinsir, which shouldn't KO. Okay. There's no Rock Slide for sure. You would have went for it by then. I didn't think it'd be Rock Slide Mawile, but still. Don't see a reason not to just protect here with Pinsir and Sacred Sword. I think either Sucker Punch might be coming out or another. Yeah, Sucker Punch. Great. Into Pinsir. Here comes a Sacred Sword into the Mawile once again. And yeah, now I can just go for Sacred Sword return here. That'll be able to knock out the Mawile. And yeah, there's nothing my opponent can really do about it. You can Sucker Punch whoever you want. It's going to be the Pinsir. But there's no way you can beat down my Kartana because of my Focus Sash. So this game's 100% wrapped up. Interesting endgame. The Mawile, as it lived with 1 HP, so I could have actually went for the Feint there. But yeah, just interesting plays for my opponent. I think I could have capitalized a bunch off Swords Dance, but I feel like the Swords Dance were too risky at the moment because I didn't know what kind of Mawile set this was. I guess maybe I shouldn't have expected Rock Slide on the Mawile. I didn't have to, I guess. So I guess that could have been a factor that could have changed. But I think overall, like my opponent was playing really well. Maybe I should have capitalized off my opponent. Maybe I should have just went for a Sludge Bomb into Hitmonlee instead that one turn instead of going for the Hydro Vortex. Because if I got that Sludge Bomb into the Ludicolo, oh man, that was so much momentum going in my favor. Because of the fact I think Seismitoad would have been able to do really well against the rest of my opponent's team. Because 2 Sludge Bombs would have been able to knock it out. I would have been in a really great position. Yeah, so I think maybe just going for the Hydro Vortex right away. I wasn't expecting the Hitmonlee to switch out because of the fact that it would lose some burden boost, but very nice call from my opponent's end. But able to take it, which is really good. And we will go for another battle, maybe 2, depending on how fast the next one goes. Yeah, we're climbing decently steady here. As Mega Pinsir gets to put in some work, was able to pick up the knockout onto that Hitmonlee and play some mind games with the Mawile, which I guess I'm kind of surprised my opponent didn't target down the Kartana. But maybe my opponent was just afraid of the Pinsir because my opponent knows how scary Pinsir can be. So nice, as well as yeah. I think the plays overall were good for me, especially if that was an Energy Ball Ludicolo. Giga Drain kind of surprised me. I'm guessing it was AV then instead of the Z move because most Ludicolos tend to carry Energy Ball in general just because of the fact that with Energy Ball, for instance, you can deny Azumarill from setting up Belly Drum, I believe. Where Giga Drain, I think you missed the point where it can, where it heals up to about 50%, up to above 50% of its health, and then it can Belly Drum up. So most people run Energy Ball, especially since there are some calcs that are different, especially against like Tapu Fini, for instance. So Giga Drain was a little bit unexpected because I was hoping I could get maybe a double knockout there. A double knockout would have been really solid for me at that point. However, I think it was AV Ludicolo, so that run Giga Drain. But then again, I run Giga Drain on my Ludicolos. Just that's because I like Giga Drain in general, because the health recovery could be nice. But most people will run Energy Ball. However, it is taking quite a while to find our second game, so we'll be right back with the second game of today's episode, I think. Alright, we got Manologic from Canada, 1731 rating. That took forever to find a battle. Using a team of Zapdos, Metagross, Tapu Fini, Tapu Bulu, Incineroar, and Como. Now this is weird because it looks like one half of a team is like your standard Metagross, Zapdos, Fini, and then the other half is the Tapu Bulu, Como, and Incineroar that we commonly see. However, it looks like the cores don't really like they shouldn't mix, like it's like water and oil, but we'll see. That's just my opinion. However, let us see what my opponent's gonna bring. Again, the Zapdos is annoying, especially if it's Misty Seed. I gotta watch out for that. My Como answer is my Coco, so I gotta keep my Coco in check. I think Politoed plus Seismitoad. My opponent really doesn't have good answers to Politoed Seismitoad, actually. Like, really doesn't. Kartana's pretty good. Pinsir's alright. I could actually argue for Pinsir here. Incineroar is decent too. Ooh, there's a lot of things. I think I like Kartana Coco the best, though. I think it's the most solid options for my opponent. Especially if the Feeny gets a little bit out of hand. I would like the answers in Kartana plus Coco. Pokemon I expect my opponent to bring would be 100% the Zapdos. I'm guessing the Feeny. I'm guessing Como will stay behind. That means probably a combination of like Bulu and maybe Incineroar? I could see Incineroar. That depends on the Zapdos set. But yeah, Zapdos is definitely the Pokemon I do want to get rid of. So Politoed Seismitoad is going to come out here against the Feeny Incineroar. Not what I expected. I'll take that, I guess. No Zapdos lead is actually pretty good for me. I don't think you're gonna muddy water a Politoed. I think a very safe play is just to go in a Coco and protect. I don't see my opponent going for a water type move, as I said in the Coco. I could get my electric terrain up. I can throw off a Thunder and a Feeny the following turn. I can throw off Sludge Bombs too. There's like so many options that I have right here. So I'm gonna go Coco here. And this also prevents Zapdos from getting a Misty Seed, which could be absolutely huge, as I will protect here. Actually, you could go for Muddy Water. You could go for Muddy Water, but I can see Calm Mind coming out too. Here comes a Fake Out into Seismitoad and a Calm Mind. Yeah, okay, perfect. So that is absolutely fine, because now I can throw off... I wonder if my opponent expects any attack from my Coco to knock out. I think Sludge Bomb into Thunder is a very safe play in the Feeny, because I don't want to risk that Feeny getting a single Muddy Water off in Rain. Incineroar is really not doing much. It can U-turn out, it could hard switch, but I'm pretty sure I can knock out the Feeny with a double target. Even the following turn, because the only thing that could really switch in is Bulu that can really threaten me. If it's Zapdos, I gotta figure out, do I want to prioritize getting rid of Zapdos? But we're gonna see the Incineroar switch out into the Como, actually, which is an interesting switch. But looks like gonna give me the Feeny, so I'm gonna be able to get the Sludge Bomb off into Feeny. I guess a Poison, which shouldn't matter, because this is Life or Thunder coming out from Coco. And this, I don't care if you're +1 Feeny, this is a Life or Thunder from Tapu Koko. Yeah, Tapu Koko goes down, which is great. Solid. Very solid. And now Incineroar gets to come out. Yep. I think I could just go for Hydro Pump and Gleam here. But then again, I feel like you have to target down my Coco. I don't want to really make any risks though. Fake Out's not really going to do too much to me, I think. I'm just going to Hydro Pump and Gleam. Yeah, I think that's fine. Don't need to use my Z move yet. Hydro Pump should be able to knock out the Incineroar if I do connect. We are going to see the Fake Out come out into the Seismitoad, so that's perfect. I do get the Gleam off, and oh, baby, this looks so good. I'm able to knock out the Como. Yeah, I was just about to say, that's not surviving, or it really shouldn't survive. Como goes down there. As, let's see. My opponent's last Pokemon, we're going to reveal it right here. Gonna be that Metagross. So, right here, pretty solid position for me. I can go for a Thunder into the Metagross, and I think I could just try to knock out the Incineroar from here at this point. I don't really see a way my opponent gets out of this, as the match is going to be forfeited. So we're going to take a really, really quick second one for the next game, and I thought there was no really reason for me not to just go for the Gleam plus the Hydro Pump there, because one, maybe my opponent was afraid of something what Seismitoad could do, or had to go for like a really hard read to come back, because even if you Fake Out, let's say Soul Blaze, that's not going to knock out Seismitoad. You're going to get your boost, sure, but my Como's in Rain. The only way you could actually knock out Como is if you have like Poison Jab, maybe Flash Cannon at that point, and Flash Cannon's really not run. So my opponent really didn't have many ways out of that, I think, at that point. So able to pick up a win, nice, a really quick win, and I think we're gonna go for actually one more game because that game went by really quick. So we're gonna find one more game for today's episode, but yeah, my game plan, that's not what I expected at all to happen, but I had no reason not to just Sludge Bomb Thunder, the Feint, I think at that point. Cause yeah, I just really didn't want a heavy muddy water coming out because Feint was definitely going to be problematic to deal with if I didn't get the damage off right away. So nice, able to just pick up the knockout Feint, then just able to knock out the Como, and then my opponent's plans really started falling apart. Let's see what we can do for the third game though, as it's probably going to take a while. It already took like 20 minutes to find the second game, so we'll be right back with the third game of today's episode. Alright, we got our third opponent, a 16-19 rated player from Japan as our last opponent of today. Rocky out with some very, very cool stuff. Excadrill, Hitmontop, Latios, Tyranitar, Mimikyu, and Empoleon. Now this team kind of reminds me back of like 2012, 2013 with like Ben Rothman's Sand team, like Tyranitar, Excadrill, Hitmontop, Latios. I believe there was a Volcarona, and I think it was a Thundurus Incarnate. This is a really interesting take, however. Very interesting. Pinsir could put in some work. Not exactly sure. Actually, I don't think Pinsir's gonna put in some work. I just can't see it. I think Kartana Coco is a good lead against my opponent in this game. Oh, that's cute actually. My opponent, I think, was trying to bait out like Tyranitar Excadrill. Oh wait, yeah, because at first I thought it was Mold Breaker Excadrill. Then I saw Tyranitar and wait, it's probably Sand Rush. Okay, Politoed plus Seismitoad in the back. Let's see how this is gonna go. Pretty sure Coco's a really solid lead here, as well as Kartana. My opponent doesn't have much for Kartana. Dazzling Gleam is going to 2KO the Latios. Sacred Sword is pretty good against my opponent's team. My opponent doesn't have a good switch into Sacred Sword. Latios doesn't really like taking a Sacred Sword either, especially into Gleam. Let's see how this is going to handle. But yeah, I need to keep the weather control, so that means I got to keep the Pokemon advantage. Like, wait, who's a Mega? We didn't see. Hitmontop plus Empoleon leading. Oh man. Now I could double protect. I don't know if a fake out's coming out or a feint though. It could be a feint. So there are a lot of possibilities that could come out here. I think just Sacred Sword and Volt Switch the Empoleon is safe. Because I get damage off no matter what. Especially since Empoleons they tend to run. I don't know what this Empoleon's running. I don't know if it's AV or not. That's the set I personally used, but we could see. There could be maybe trying to bait out my Z move right away, so I guess. Oh, Protect. Oh, that's not what I expected at all. So I could have actually targeted him on the top slot and got some damage off. We're gonna see the close combat come out into my Kartana. Break me to my sash. That is not good. Let's take a defense drop. I think a feint would be coming out here. If you have feint. I don't know if you have feint. I'm going to go into Seismitoad, and I really don't think you should allow me to get the knockout on Empoleon. With Protect, it shouldn't be able to take like a Thunderbolt or anything. I think I'm just going to go for Gleam here. And just switching my Seismitoad. I really don't want that feint happening, as I said before. It could be a feint here. We are going to see Empoleon switch out. I'm guessing that's Excadrill. Yep. Perfect. Okay, not a bad turn, I guess. And there's the feint. I do call it right. So there's the feint coming out. That was a very safe play for my opponent's part, especially if I went for the electric type move. But I went for the Gleam instead, and that might be able to knock out Hitmontop. It doesn't knock out Hitmontop. Is that a berry? Doesn't look like. Oh, it is berry. Okay. Could be Z Excadrill. I'm a little bit worried about Z Excadrill. I think I'm gonna go Kartana. Yeah, Sack Kartana, I think, is the play, and just Volt Switch. It could be Helping Hand. I could see. Oh boy, there's a lot of things that could actually come out here, now that I think about it. One, there could be. I could see Feint Tectonic Rage. Oh, there's so many options. I could see. I should have thought about this more. Feint Tectonic Rage is definitely something I could see here. Oh, there's no Feint though. Okay, that's good. So I'm able to Volt Switch off the Hitmontop. That does get rid of the Hitmontop. I think I'm going to go back into Seismitoad. Actually, yeah. I'm pretty sure if there's anything coming out, it's a Tech Rage into the card slot. Would you really allow me to get rid of your Excadrill that easily? That's my question. I don't think you would. It's just an Earthquake. Okay. Not the worst, I guess. I'm really surprised because I could have potentially just went for a Volt Switch and a Hydro Pump or Earth Power, and that would have been able to knock out. I guess I can go Politoed here and Hydro Vortex the Excadrill. Because I don't think I'm waiting to Weather War. I think it's Mega Tyranitar in the back. We are going to see the Empoleon come out. And probably a Scald is coming out. Into my Seismitoad. I'm going to go Coco. Next turn's going to expire. I'm going to Hydro Vortex the Excadrill out. I don't know, maybe Empoleon switches out potentially too. That's also in the play I could see. I'm going to go Coco here. As Excadrill does protect. I think Hydro Vortex Drew Protect should still knock out Excadrill. I'm not 100% sure on this, but I want to say it will, yet I don't see my good Mega Tyranitars in the back. Answers in the back. So we will get a Hydro Vortex off. I also don't know what this Empoleon set is either. Knock out the Excadrill, which is good. And then we're probably going to trade Seismitoad for Empoleon, I'd imagine. Liquidation. It's physical Empoleon. Oh, is that the Feint then? It's a crit. I don't think... It doesn't matter. Because I was expecting a knockout. Liquidation. Tyranitar is going to come out. Let's find out. It could have been Mega Latios for all we knew. If it was Mega Latios, we might have a chance here. Get in Politoed. Tyranitar's faster than my Politoed. That's good info. I think Empoleon would protect. And if I had Perish Song, I would be very confident in this game because I could like Thunder Perish, but I can't exactly do that right now. I think I gotta go for the double up into the Tyranitar. I'm not sure if Empoleon's gonna protect now though. There is a Tyranitar coming out. I mean, stalling out the electric terrain seems like a very solid play. Which is why I'm thinking that could happen. Which is why I want to go for the Scald plus Gleam. Because I want to see if Scald plus Life Orb Gleam plus another Scald might be able to finish off Tyranitar. Yeah, we're going to see Empoleon protect. So I do call this right. Maybe I had to go for a Thunder Para. Because I think Thunder would have done more to Tyranitar potentially. I just wanted the guaranteed hit. Yeah, it doesn't do too much. I don't think Rock Slide should finish me off. Yeah, there's a Dragon Dance, which is fine. We're gonna go for a Scald. Turn. I think it's a 50-50 whether Tyranitar protects or not. Because if you go for Rock Slide and I just protect my Coco and Scald the Tyranitar, my opponent loses the game. I feel like you're going to try to Rock Slide because it maximizes your chances, I think, of winning. And I could always get a double, I guess, with Protect. I really want to help you on Volt Switch to Empoleon, but I'm not sure. Oh, I should have went with my gut. Helping on Volt Switch would have probably knocked out. Oh, and this Empoleon might have knockoff too. This Empoleon might have knockoff. It does have knockoff. Why did I call this play? Oh, that's really bad. I think I have to go for a double now. I should have went for the Helping Hand Volt Switch. That is my bad, people. Gonna go for the double protect and the Scald. If I do get this off, I can still win. But I do fail. Rock Slide misses, maybe? Aqua Jet gonna come out into Coco. Crunch? Rock Slide. Does hit with my Coco. That's gonna be game. Oh, I really, really regret not going for the Helping Hand Volt Switch now. I'm very confident I would have knocked down Empoleon. And it does seem obvious, yes, that my opponent could have protected there. But I wasn't sure. I wasn't 100% confident. Because my opponent could have also went for like a flinch into Politoed or something. So, unfortunately, gonna drop this game. Empoleon, really cool. Although I really just don't like the physical set. Maybe knockoff on AV would actually be cool. It helps with Snorlax with Bears. That actually might be something worth testing in the future, though. A very well played to my opponent. I do feel like I did screw up this end game quite a bit. And yeah, I think there were better things I could have done. Again, if I kept Kartana healthy, I think I could have easily won this game. But I accidentally baited into one Empoleon carrying Protect, which is not something I anticipated. And then Close Combat just made my Kartana useless at that point. I did make some okay reads to come back into the game, like the Feint into the Seismitoad call was pretty nice, as well as a Gleam. But maybe I needed to capitalize more. Maybe there were a few things I probably had to go for. But hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2018 Baek Battles. If you did like it, please leave a like down below, show support. As well as you can check out the rest of my stuff down below in the description, such as my social medias, the side series of my channel. All that will be linked down below, as well as the team if you do want to try it out. We go 2-1 in today's episode. The next episode will be the last episode with this team, so make sure you tune in for that. But otherwise, have a great day, people, and until we battle again, I'll catch y'all later.